As I told them at halftime, nothing less important than the score at halftime, and really prepared for exactly what happened. We talked about it all week. Don't be surprised. This is a team that, won their division, played in the conference championship a year ago, do some things on both sides of the ball that can cause you some problems. And they've done a great job building the program the right way. They've got an attitude of belief and got enough good players in the right spots to challenge you. First half, I don't think we tackled very well at all. I think that goes without saying. Really sloppy, lost leverage on the ball entirely too much, and but still responded. I think the game was like that a lot, where we had some things that didn't go our way on many occasions, but we buckled down and responded within drives to either execute and put the ball in the end zone, or on defense found a way to get off the field and get a stop when we needed to. Got a lot to learn and grow from through this game. I was hopeful for some strain and a challenge. There's not going to be change and improvement and development without a challenge, and so I'm glad that happened. I thought that it had a good chance to do that, and same team that, again, as I spoke about earlier in the week, went to Iowa City a year ago and down to College Station and went late into the third quarter, one-score games with both of those schools. So went in many ways how I thought it would, and proud of our guys for, again, coming out the second half and really playing complementary football. Still, again, there's, especially on defense, a lot of things that we need to do better from an adjustment and from fundamental standpoint. But at the end of the day, that's the fewest points that we've allowed against an FBS opponent since 2017. Again, did some great things. Had 3 guys with double-digit tackles. First time we've done that since 18. 14 tackles for loss. Again, the most that we've had since 2019. Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman also had, again, career-high games in regards to tackles. Billy Bowman's forced fumble was a huge play. Offense did a great job going right down the field to begin the second half, and then we come back on defense and force the fumble. Great job, and the offense went right down and punched it in. Really complimented each other in a big-time way. Justin Broyles had a career-high 11 tackles and a tackle for loss. So a lot to to point out from a positive standpoint. Again, David Awebu had his first career safety. Justin Harrington had a pick, given us 7 straight games, which we've had a pick, which is the longest streak in Power 5 programs. And super proud of Marvin Mims, man, and what a display he put on tonight. He's my player of the game. Again, 203 all-purpose yards. Whatever he does, when he touches that ball, man, it's electric. So 163 career yards receiving, 36-yard touchdown, a 41-yard punt return, longest punt return we've had in 3 years. And again, since the start of the '99 season, our program's had the best winning percentage in all of college football Power 5 teams, 132 wins, 11 losses. So I don't take that for granted. The Walk of Champions was, again, wonderful. Again, didn't think it could get any better, and it was. And then I thought our fans were just outstanding. A little cooler temperatures maybe had something to do with it, I'm not sure. But really cool game day environment today. The new lighting system was a neat addition, and I know our guys really fed off the crowd's energy tonight. So starting with the final drive of the first half, we outgained them 352 to 156, and really had great game control from then on out. So I think the adversity and, again, the strain that we went through is going to, without question, going to pay off for us and help us grow and improve. And we're still developing an identity. We're one step closer. Having played 2 games now, we're another game into it, developing that identity. And I loved the lack of a sense of panic or frustration that we showed in the locker room. It was all business. And again, I just thought we had tremendous poise throughout the course of the game. So proud of our players and coaches.
How much did the last drive, when you scored right before the half, how much did that fuel what you guys did in the second half.
Well, obviously it gave us a shot in the arm. Created the momentum, again, going into half, as I said, that between that last drive and the second half, again, we more than doubled, their total yardage, and really did a great job. Again, shut them out, in the second half, and it's not an easy thing to do. I gave up three points last week in the second half, and shut them out this week. So, again, our guys, again, we've done plenty of things to let them move the ball and possess the ball, which you don't like. But, again, our guys have had tremendous resolve and toughness when it counted the most. So,
Brent, how big was it to taste adversity, not only for the players but also your coaching staff, just those working together and tasting it this week when you're going into a hostile environment next week?
No, it's important, Winning is very, very difficult. And, being a great example for our players, showing poise as a staff and, and again, challenging the guys to have a maturity about them. Again, we've said for a long time now, the commitment, the buy-in, and the leadership on this team is really strong. And I think it showed tonight. And again, the calmness, the way they attacked, the halftime, and where we needed to make some small, slight adjustments. I love the focus of our guys in the locker room at halftime. I think it showed, there in the second half.
Brent, you used your timeouts at Kent State's drive before the touchdown drive. Was there any thought going in your head of, I'm just happy to get out of here down 3, or before when you go into halftime, but you managed to save about 70 seconds and then turn it into a touchdown?
No, we really needed and wanted to get the ball back and see if we can go down and score. And, when it gets into that red area, it's hard to score. So instead of letting them sit on the, on the clock and the ball, we wanted to, get a stop and get the ball back to our offense, and it worked out. Our offense did what a great job executing a 2-minute drill perfectly, and gave us, again, great momentum and confidence, if you will, going into halftime.
It seemed like there was a conscious effort to get to Mims. Was that something you were trying to do, get the ball to Marvin at the end of the first half and even the beginning of the second half?
Well, again, you saw where he gets lined up too. He was on the short side of the field there, and so you see a lot of 2-minute teams. You're trying to conserve time on the clock. You got to get the ball out. So he just happened to be on that side of the ball, but get your ball to your best players. But we've got a lot of good players, and what they were doing, they were soft over there, and then they were giving that to us. So we took what they were giving us, and then they finally rolled over the top of him, and he ran by the guy in half-field coverage. And Dylan makes a great throw, and Marvin makes a great play right over the shoulder, and good competitive play there when it counted the most. And it was what a great play that was by both of them.
What did you make of your offensive line play, especially early in the game? How much improvement do you feel like they made when you were able to start running the ball effectively in the second half? And outside of that, what were some of the keys to running the ball better?
Well, again, I think that we started cleaning up just some fundamental things. And, again, first time seeing that scheme, on the year, and certainly hadn't seen it in camp. So, take a little bit of getting adjusted to and what we wanted to use going in versus what we had in our back pocket. And, obviously throwing the ball with a little bit of success opened up some opportunities to run the ball, made it look better. And I think it was a little bit of both. The ability to throw the ball and attacking some of the holes. You have a little more time when they're, just rushing 3 and dropping 8. And so I thought we did a good job of locating the football in some of those soft parts of the zone, and then really started opening up the running game. And we added a few small tweaks to what we were doing in the run game. I thought our guys really played physical and cleaner, there in the last part of the first half and certainly in the second half, and got them on their heels, and thought they did a great job, making some small adjustments, both coaching and playing both.
You missing the starter in the secondary tonight. Was that anything long-term?
I hope not. He had a slight tweak in his hammy earlier in the week, so we expect to get him back sooner rather than later.
You talked about strain. Offensively, obviously, there was a little bit of strain early on through the first half. Can you talk about Dylan on the sideline, just his leadership, and did you see any?
Dylan? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Mhm.
Can you talk about just how he was reacting, I guess, on the sideline with his teammates, maybe, not letting them get down or just tell them to keep driving? I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's an assassin. It's not his first rodeo. He's been around, the game, and he's just a ball junkie. He's a great leader. The game comes easy to him in so many ways, but his best attribute is he never gets too high or too low. He's the same guy. Every once in a while he'll have a nice smile when he makes a big time play, but he's the same guy every day, like nonstop. So he just was. That's what we said at half. Just be who we are. Nothing more, nothing less. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We got to take what's there. And his leadership is a big part of that. Not pointing the finger or getting mad at the play caller or getting mad at the O-line or getting mad at receivers. Pushing the blame. It's easy, under stress to do something like that. But he's a great leader. He's got great qualities, and poise is one of his best qualities he has.
Right, when you've got guys that, like you said, you wanted to see those guys go through it a little bit. When you have that third quarter like you did as an offense, and Jeff Levy's got a new system, you got a new system. How much does that pay off going forward in the week when you get in the film room with those guys and they can see other guys like Drake Stoops making plays with one cleat on and things like that that can kind of build within your team on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, no, I think it's huge, it lends credibility to all the things that you're asking them to do, playing within the systems on both sides of the ball, and really in all phases. Like when Trey West ran down on the punt team, and what a great open field tackle he had there. Did all the right stuff, all the things that you coach and you teach and execute it to perfection. I think in all three phases there's countless examples of exactly that. Maybe it's a Harrington interception in Tampa 2, or Drake. What a baller. He does that about once every single game, at least once, right? Isn't that right? And what a fun guy to watch play and compete. Great example for our guys because he doesn't say anything. And he just shows up every day, man, and he just lays it out there every day. And he's an excellent football player. But it lends credibility to play within the systems and believe in what we're asking him to do without a doubt.
Hey, Brent, you said last week I think you said at one point, kind of surprised that Danny Stutzman's only a sophomore. He leads you guys in tackles tonight. What is it about him that maybe we're starting to see him come into his own a little bit here?
He's got great toughness. He loves to play, loves to compete. He holds himself to a high standard. The harder it gets, the tougher he plays. He got tremendous instincts, good natural feel, and he's just now. Wisdom's the application of knowledge, right? So he's taking the knowledge that he's learning, and he's really applying it to his game. So he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. He's like a sponge. He wants to learn more. He's really hard on himself. So he's taking whatever mistakes or issues that he's had. He attacks the weaknesses, and takes all the coaching, and that's why he's been able to incrementally, improve because he takes responsibility. Where his shortcomings have been. And so, again, I expect to see him, the needle to keep moving in the right direction for Danny. He's, everything's still sitting in front of him.
Brent, you touched a little bit on next week's game. Just what do you remember from that atmosphere and the competitiveness of those road games against Nebraska from your first stint?
Well, the fans are first class. Every patch of grass in that stadium's going to be full. There's some of the most loyal and intelligent fans in all of college football. They're going to arrive early and stay late. No matter what, they're going to be there for their team. A lot of pride in that community, in that stadium. One of the cleanest stadiums you'll see anywhere. Like wherever there's concrete, you don't see, there's nothing, no debris, nothing. It's So that's always stood out to me. And I grew up as a player, in the late '80s and early '90s, and that was one of the best eras in Nebraska football history. And I remember at Kansas State, we would spend every single day working on Nebraska, every single day. Bob Stoops, Jim Levitt, Bill Schneider, and that staff, they would be working on Nebraska every day. And my senior year, we went and played Nebraska in Tokyo, Japan, in the Coca-Cola Bowl. Rode over on the airplane with Nebraska, and which was weird. And then they beat up on us pretty good, and we had to ride back with them. But Coach Schneider, he made sure that on the way there and the way back, we had the side of the plane that the sun wasn't exposed to. And so he didn't want guys to get hot. So it'd be a little bit cooler on the opposite side of the sun. That's the kind of stuff that he would always think about. And I remember Will Shields, I was taking the run through on an isolation play. Can't remember the running back, but I run through the A gap, and Will Shields, y'all know Will Shields? Yeah, like he was an all-pro, like 50 years. And but he hits me, and I was probably 210 pounds, a big, thick 210, and he hits me, and I just helicopter. Just spun me crazy, really. He knocked me silly, but really in Nebraska, I grew up on Nebraska football. When I say Nebraska, like that was, along with Oklahoma and a few others, those were the programs that were always on TV. Those are the programs that everybody strived to be like. And so it's going to be really exciting and a great challenge for us to go to Lincoln, go on the road in a tough environment. I'm really excited to see what our team's all about. So it'll be a great opportunity for us to continue to grow and develop, as a team.
Can you talk about Reggie Grimes? He's just back-to-back games.
Yeah, he had another 2.5 tackles for loss, another sack and a half, has 5 tackles for loss in the season and 4 sacks. So he's off to a great start, and I love to see all the preparation pay off. And, that's what we preach, nonstop, that, that's how you separate through that preparation. And, it's about the work. A lot of people want something for nothing. And what a great example, all that hard work, that has paid off, for Reggie. Really proud of him. And he's becoming a great leader as well. And, as I told him and, many other guys, great things, good things don't happen for those that wait, man. They happen to people that work. Great things happen to people that do the work, not people that are waiting for something good to happen. And a lot of guys, they stand back, they want success to just to happen for them. But he's been one of many that have put in the work. And that's what you're seeing, him playing with great confidence and assuredness through all the work that he's put in, in the out of season and in fall camp. He had a great fall camp.
Wanya Morris for this week?
We feel like this might be the week that he comes back, so we're hopeful that'll happen.
Brent, you ran the ball.
Last one.
You ran the ball so much better in the second half. Did you guys make adjustments, or was it just want to?
I think there were some different ways we were blocking some stuff up, and then having some success finding the ball in some of the holes in the zone, opened some of those opportunities up in the run game as well. And I thought 224 and 0 all got in there, and Tawi as well. Played physical and hit some of those runs more downhill, and did a great job of in the RPO game as well. Opened up some opportunities, a little bit of success that we had both throwing and running. Really took some stress off of us, but I'm really excited because our guys through. I said the strain of the chase, the strain of the doing, the strain of the work, the competing, they're starting to really love that more than the end result itself. And I think that's a sign of maturation, having, again, love the doing, love the process. And we have to embrace the chase more than, the catch itself. And that's, to me, the small signs that I'm seeing with this team. It gives me a lot of hope of continued improvement as the season goes along. The success is a byproduct of just loving what you're doing. Keep your head down and just go to work. And there's, as we begin a new week and a new opponent and new DNA, that'll be the challenge again. Nothing more common than, talented teams that, that don't play together. And so that's going to be a real, test for, this team. The greatest threat to success is like boredom. Guys getting bored with the doing. And, the common things, the little things, and so that's going to be the challenge. Our guys don't get, you got to respect this game, and all that takes to be successful. And that's really the message, all great things, they all come from a grind. They don't just come from, doing nothing. There's got to be an investment. All good things, they all come from a grind. And so that's the grind of the season. And really, I'm proud of our guys for putting in the work. And hopefully we'll continue to do that. That the identity of this team is going to be determined, through, the work that they continue to put in or not. So anxious to see that, but proud of our guys.
Thanks.
Okay? All right.